I have to say that the more you learn about October 7th and its aftermath, the more you realize the heroes that exist among Israel and the Jewish people. This is Omer Shem Tov, who was one of the hostages that now has been freed. And he was in Gaza and suffered the most horrendous torture and abuse and starvation. And he's been speaking publicly now with such bravery about what happened to him. And here he shares on an Israeli TV show about what Hamas would do to torture him. This is not the first time, by the way, it's happened in Jewish history where you have anti-Semitic persecutors that would torment the Jews, not just at a physical level, but also at a psychological level, mentally as well. And what they did was they made him count the money that would be given to Hamas terrorists. They had plenty of money. Money doesn't go to the people of Gaza. It goes to fund terrorism. And they were asking him to hand out the pay packets. And his answer is, and don't forget, this was at gunpoint. His answer shows the moral heroism that has been revealed to us, that exists among the Jewish people and Jewish youth, Israeli youth, that we didn't even realize was in our midst. Have a watch.
באיזשהו שלב הגיע מישהו, הגיע עם לפ...
Oh, hold on. I'm just going to move myself a little bit so that you can see the subtitles there.
טוב, והגיע עם שקיות זבל. ואז הם לוקחים את השקיות זבל והם ככה שופכים אותם על הרצפה, וזה פשוט מלא כסף. ערימות. רמה של, אני אומר, 3 מיליון שקל, משהו כזה.
דולרים, ישראלי?
היה גם דולרים וגם ישראלי.
אוקיי, ואז מה עושים עם כל הכסף?
מעטפות ומשכורות.
והם מבקשים לך לעזור?
כן.
אז אתה יושב שם במנהרה ומסדר משכורות לחמאסניקים?
סופר כסף.
עוד שנייה הם מבקשים לך לעזור בלחימה.
אמרו לי גם את זה.
מה?
אמרו לי פעם אחת, הם שמו מלכודים, בעצם בבית שהיה מעל המנהרה. אז אמרו לי, עומר, שחיילים מגיעים לבית הזה, אתה מפוצץ. ואז אמרתי להם, לא הולך לקרות. ואז אמרו לי, מה זה לא הולך לקרות? אמרתי להם, לא הולך לקרות, אני לא הולך לעשות את זה. ואז אמרו לי, אתה לא תעשה את זה, אנחנו נראה לך בראש. אמרתי להם, אז תראו לי בראש. לא מתכוון לעשות את זה. לא יקרה.
Speechless. Absolutely speechless. The moral heroism to say that. Just think about what was going on in his circumstance. He had no expectation that he's going to survive. He's on his own. He's in these terror dungeons, terrified for what's to come. Stripped of his family, his loved ones, friends. And they're telling him, if you don't do this, we're going to kill you right now. Don't forget, he's already being tortured, starved. He's seen so much horror already. And he says, no, I'm not going to betray my people by being any way involved in being an agent for terrorism. Even if it means losing my life. I really can't think of many ways in which one could show more moral heroism than he did in this instance. We're told in Judaism that really the highest mitzvah is to love one's fellow Jew, to protect their fellow Jew. And this sacrifice that he was prepared to show in order to protect his people, not in order to not play a part in being an agent in the terror machine, is so commendable, so brave. And it's just another example of the endless examples we've seen of heroism that Israelis showed on October 7th and in the aftermath, and that the hostages showed and are showing, that we didn't even realize existed among our people. There's a sense that we sometimes hear, particularly in the West, of older people saying, oh, you know, the youth of today, they can't handle adversity, they don't have resilience, they're not like the greats of old. Well, in the case of Israel, they are. They really, really are. The stories of heroism that we heard took place in the Holocaust. The same acts of heroism are happening today. And you know what? It makes an impression on our enemies as well. I can't remember which hostage it was that said this, former hostage, that said that she understood Arabic, and she, in the days after the October 7th attack and she was taken into Gaza, she heard the Hamas terrorists watching the news, seeing the soldiers lining up, and the unity that we had after October 7th among the Israeli public and among the soldiers. And apparently she said that the Hamas soldiers said to one another, my gosh, these Jews are scary when they're united. They're scary, or they're powerful. It seems that we perhaps underestimate our own power that is there in our midst, that is within us, within the Jewish soul. It's sad that sometimes it takes these horrific moments to reveal that. But reveal them they do. And we should also give pause for thought as to why it is that it is often, if not always, the case that the darkest, most evil ideologies and people in the world and in human history, their primary target is the Jews, the Jewish people. Why? Why is that? Well, they must see the Jews as their greatest enemy, their greatest obstacle. And if darkness is the opposite of light, if darkness hates light, then perhaps there is a light that exists within the Jews and the Jewish people's sacred mission that we maybe didn't even truly ourselves realize that was there. But as each day passes, I think more and more of us are waking up to that light and that power that exists within all of us, and we're tapping into it and we're actualizing it.
Hi, thank you so much for watching. To watch another one, click here. To stay up to date with all our content, click here to subscribe. And if you're able to, you can help support JTV to grow and grow by clicking join below this video, where you can become a member and get perks including early access to videos and private live discussions with me. But most of all, you'll be partnering with us on our mission to change the world.